This is going to be the last video with the Simgot EA500 LMs. It's gotten to the point that I am just kind of sickened by these. I do not like them so much that I just don't find them worth like taking out of the box and comparing to other audio equipment. I'm constantly talking about the EM6Ls because honestly, these things, it's so funny because of how cheap and ridiculous they look, but how finely tuned they are, super smooth with the right amount of diffuse field level treble, the warm boomy bass, the 2.8 kilohertz ear gain scoop. Again, besides like a little bit of 4 kilohertz prominentity and a little bit of air roll off, they're perfect pretty much. So, I mean, I'm basically pulling those out and comparing them to everything. Same with the DT990 headphones. Like anytime I get any audio equipment, I'm going to compare them directly to those because they're basically perfect in the headphone and IEM world. And, you know, I was pretty excited about the ELM500. What are they called? The EA500 LMs. Again, the build quality, metal, pretty cool. Heavy, pretty dense. Really like it. And the build quality. But, oh my God. I just put on the silver red. Let's see what's on. Yeah, I put on the silver red silicone ring. And oh my God, the treble sounds rolled off. I think that's Harman tuning. It just sounds really bad. And then again, I think there are some cuts and peaks in the treble. So there's a little bit of sharp clarity in there too. But yeah, it just sounds really rolled off, really dark, almost shouty, in the upper presence. And then when you get into the treble, it's just rolled off. And then again, there seems to be like a cut and a peak in there. So there's like a dark spot and then some harsh shimmer and shit. I don't know. It's really, I don't enjoy listening to it. It's not properly tuned to my tuning that I like. And then again, when you use the bronze red ring, it's more to my tuning, but the lumps are fatiguing as shit, and we can kind of see it on this one. Yeah, it's just really lumpy, really fatiguing. It's just really, bad. And I it's got a lot of good qualities to it out of the box. Diffuse field treble bubble, warm boomy bass, 3 kilohertz ear gain scoop. It's got everything that I like. It's just, again, it's just lumpy as shit, lumpy to all hell. And, it sounds good, but then, over time, the fatigue sets in of the lumpiness, more and more and more. And then I'm like, why am I listening to these? It's just not good. So, yeah, these things are just not good enough, to be honest with you, to even take out of the box anymore. So I just kind of wanted to make one last video with these before I put them in the box for realsies. I wanted to take them out one more time to listen to them with the different nozzles, because again, if you use this nozzle, the lumps are a little bit reduced in the highs compared to how lumpy it is down there. That's way too lumpy. This one, it sounds a little bit more transparent and less lumpy, but it just sounds so veiled, so rolled off in the high frequencies that, it's kind of shit, to be honest. And if that's Harman, I'm pretty sure it is, because I've listened to some rolled off Harman headphones, and yeah, it just sounds really rolled off in the highs and pretty shouty in the higher frequencies it does have because of the roll off. It just doesn't sound right to me. I just don't enjoy it at all. So, it was a fun experiment. I learned a few things from this. Mainly, lumpy stuff is nasty sounding, funky sounding, fatiguing. The lumps are real. A rolled off treble is just not good enough. That's what I learned from these. I learned that I like the metal build quality. I learned that a bunch of nozzles to dick around with, is a waste of time. Yeah, I'm really nitpicky, and these are just, again, I just do not enjoy them. I'm focused more on the coloration problems and the fatigue and the lumpiness and the rolled off treble and all, a little bit of ASMR. So this box is going away, never to be used again. It's kind of funny because I kind of treated the Audios in the same way, except I think these are worse than the Audio earbuds. Yeah, these are so bad that I'm not going to ever take them out again. The Audio Hype 2, I've taken them out quite a bit, because I still think they have some good qualities about them, more so than this. And it has a lot to do with the treble fatigue and coloration problems. The high mids and treble are extremely important to me for them to get it right. And when you have nozzles that roll off the treble, or you have nozzles with, peaky high mids and treble, it's just not good enough for me. It's fatiguing. It's, ruins the musicality and enjoyment of a natural smooth sound. And, luckily we live in a world where you can get a little bit better than this, because this is just not good enough. And having a bunch of options with nozzles to keep you busy. I've seen so many companies do that. Like, they give you a piece of crap microphone, and then it comes with a bunch of processing, features that you can dick around with to try to change the sound. But like, if it sounds like crap out of the box and you're just messing with crap, making crap sound like different crap instead of an actually good sounding product, it keeps people busy, to try to sit there and cope and try to make it sound good, even though they never will. It gives them something to do. And people have talked about that. You want to get a microphone that sounds good out of the box, so you're not sitting there trying to process it all day, trying to make it sound good. A lot of people do that with headphones and, earbuds. They sit there and try to EQ it all day and try to make it sound good. They never will, but they'll lie to themselves, and they'll, I've done that. I've been down that road, sitting there trying to EQ a microphone for years, trying to get it to sound good, or sitting there trying to EQ headphones and stuff, trying to make them sound good, and just coping and lying to themselves, saying, oh, well, yeah, I finally made it sound good, constantly spinning knobs and shit. No, you just need really good out-of-the-box sound. And the EA500 LM is just too lumpy and fatiguing in the highs. That's my conclusion. And then you give them nozzles to change the tuning to different targets. And again, I don't like the Harman target, so tuning it to the Harman target, shit.